Planning Horror Stories Episode 5. The one about financial accounts such as life insurance, bank accounts, retirement, investments, and so on. Let's say mom has a retirement account. She's been working with the same company for 40 years. When she got the job, she was newly married, she had no kids, so she lists her husband as a primary beneficiary, and at that time she lists her own mom as her secondary beneficiary. Fast forward 50 years later, dad passed 5 years ago, let's say, and now mom passes. Who gets the money on those financial accounts and how? Who can have access to them? Well, they call the company and they say, okay, mom passed, here's her death certificate. And the company will tell them, okay, she either has no beneficiaries because both her spouse and her own mom predeceased, or she has no beneficiary because the only beneficiary she had was her spouse and he predeceased, and they're not going to know who to pay. And they're not going to say, well, how many kids did she have? 5? Okay, here is 5 checks. No, they're going to say you have to file for probate, and if we're going to give the money to the courts and let the courts figure out who gets what. This is if the investment account, the retirement account, is over a certain amount, which if mom worked there for 50 years, the chances are that is pretty significant. So how is this a horror story? Well, now the kids have to file for probate. Even though there was no other need for probate, even though it could have been easily avoided by mom checking her beneficiaries, making sure that she has current beneficiaries after dad passed, after her mom passed, maybe now she has adult kids. That could have been avoided. A probate process is not fun. It's expensive, several $1,000s. It's a public process. You have to take time off work to go to court. We're trying to avoid that. It's very easy to do that with financial accounts. Just call and make sure that all of the accounts have current beneficiaries, not just primary, but also secondary. Another thing that could turn this story about financial assets into a horror stories is if the kids, the family, the loved ones don't know what mom had. It is really hard to find an IRA, a life insurance, or bank accounts that there is no record of anywhere. For example, mom had an IRA from 30 years ago when she worked for 10 years for the school district. Or mom got a life insurance from a friend who was a life insurance agent 15 years ago, but no one knows about it. Those assets are lost, or the family has to spend lots of time, lots of money trying to locate them. So the moral of the story is make this into a happy ending. Take the time, tell your loved ones, hey, check on the beneficiaries, primary and secondary, make sure they are still current, and come up with a safe plan. Somehow have a list or have a way for your loved ones to locate these assets when the time comes. A big one that's often forgotten is bank accounts. Bank accounts have payable on death. So go to the bank. If you don't remember payable on death, just say, hey, I want to make sure that when I die, this person can access this money without having to go through the court system. I hope this video helped. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. There should be a button or a link there below. Email me if you have any questions or topics that you would like to see addressed. Thank you for watching.